It was October 13th, 1972, a day that would be etched in history for its tragic events. A chartered flight carrying 45 passengers, mostly Uruguayan rugby players and their families, took off from Montevideo, Uruguay. Their destination, Santiago, Chile. Excitement filled the air as the team looked forward to their upcoming match. The camaraderie among the players was palpable, and their spirits were high. They were on their way to a match that held great significance for them. The players, dressed in their uniforms, huddled together, discussing strategies and sharing laughs. Their sports gear was meticulously packed, and a team photo captured their unity and determination. The flight was routine until it wasn't. The skies were clear and the plane flew smoothly. In the cockpit, the pilots monitored the instruments, confident in their course. Passengers relaxed, some chatting, others gazing out the windows at the breathtaking aerial views. However, as they approached the Andes Mountains, the weather took a turn for the worse. The plane encountered severe turbulence, and visibility dropped dramatically. The once clear skies were now filled with stormy clouds, obscuring the mountain peaks. The pilots, battling the elements, made a fateful decision. With hands gripping the controls tightly, their faces showed concern and determination. The cockpit instruments flickered as they tried to navigate through the treacherous conditions. They attempted to navigate through a mountain pass, hoping to find a safe route. The narrow pass was surrounded by dramatic mountain scenery, a breathtaking yet perilous path. Tragically, they misjudged the altitude. The plane came dangerously close to the mountains, and in a heart-stopping moment, it collided with the rugged terrain. The wreckage lay scattered among the peaks of the Andes, a stark reminder of the perilous journey that had begun with such high hopes. The plane clipped a mountain peak. The impact tore the aircraft apart. The fuselage, miraculously intact, slid down the mountainside. It finally came to rest on a glacier, high in the Andes Mountains. The crash was devastating. Of the 45 passengers and crew, only 16 survived the initial impact. The world seemed to shrink to the size of the shattered plane. They were stranded at an altitude of over 11,800 feet. The survivors faced a brutal reality. They were stranded in the heart of the Andes, a place where nature's harshness knows no bounds. The wreckage of their plane was their only shelter, a fragile barrier against the elements. They were stranded in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. The towering peaks and deep valleys of the Andes created a labyrinth of ice and rock, isolating them from the world. The bitter cold was their first enemy. Each breath was a struggle, the frigid air biting at their lungs. Their bodies trembled uncontrollably, fighting to generate warmth. Temperatures plummeted at night, well below freezing. The darkness brought an even deeper chill, and the frost crept into their bones. The nights were long and merciless. The high altitude made breathing difficult. The thin air left them gasping, their bodies starved of oxygen. Food was scarce and hunger gnawed at their insides. They had only a few snacks and wine bottles, a meager ration for so many. Each morsel was precious, and they rationed their supplies with utmost care, knowing it was their only lifeline. Injuries added to their suffering. Cuts, bruises, and broken bones were a constant reminder of the crash. The pain was relentless, and medical supplies were non-existent. Broken bones, internal injuries, and the relentless cold threatened to extinguish their hope. They fashioned makeshift splints and wrapped themselves in whatever they could find, but the harsh conditions made every movement agony. Yet amidst the suffering, a flicker of determination remained. They knew that survival depended on their resilience and their will to endure the stark reality of their situation. Days turned into weeks. The hope of rescue dwindled with each passing hour. The survivors listened desperately for any sound of aircraft. Their meager food supplies ran out. Hunger gnawed at their insides. They ate the plane's insulation for any semblance of sustenance. The harsh reality of their situation became inescapable. They were facing starvation. To survive, they had to make an unimaginable choice. Section 5. The Will to Live. Driven to the brink, the survivors made a decision. They chose life, no matter the cost. They would consume the bodies of their deceased companions. It was a decision born of desperation, an act they never imagined possible. This grim act of survival allowed them to cling to life. It was a testament to their unwavering will, their refusal to give up. Their spirit, though battered, remained unbroken. Section 6. A glimmer of hope. As weeks turned into months, a glimmer of hope emerged.
Fernando and I, we knew we had to do something. We couldn't just wait to die.
Yeah, we volunteered for a perilous mission. We would trek across the treacherous mountains seeking help.
Their journey was a testament to human endurance. They faced avalanches, treacherous terrain, and the constant threat of freezing to death. Section 8. Against all odds. The shepherd, amazed by their story, alerted the authorities. A rescue mission was launched. Helicopters were dispatched to the crash site. The news of the survivors spread like wildfire. The world watched in astonishment. After 72 days of unimaginable hardship, the remaining 16 survivors were rescued. Section 9. Rescue from the roof of the world. The world rejoiced. It was December 22nd, 1972. The sight of the survivors, frail but alive, emerging from their helicopters was nothing short of a miracle. They were flown to hospitals, where they began their long journey of recovery. They were hailed as heroes. Section 10. The Miracle of the Andes. The story of the Andes survivors became known as the Miracle of the Andes. On October 13, 1972, a Uruguayan Air Force flight carrying 45 passengers crashed into the remote Andes Mountains. The passengers, including a rugby team, faced unimaginable challenges. It is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. Stranded in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth, the survivors had to endure freezing temperatures, avalanches, and the constant threat of starvation. It shows the extraordinary lengths to which people will go to survive. With limited resources, they crafted makeshift shelters from the wreckage and rationed the little food they had. Their ingenuity and determination were their only lifelines. Their story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can endure. Despite the overwhelming odds, they never gave up. They held on to hope, believing that rescue would come, even when it seemed impossible. It is a story about courage, resilience, and the unbreakable bond of human connection. The survivors formed a tight-knit community, supporting each other through the darkest days. Their bond became their strength. It is a story that continues to inspire generations. The Miracle of the Andes is not just a tale of survival. It is a powerful narrative of human endurance and the will to live. It teaches us that even in the face of insurmountable odds, the human spirit can prevail. The human spirit, pushed to its absolute limit, can overcome insurmountable odds. The 16 survivors who were eventually rescued after 72 harrowing days in the mountains are living proof of this. Their story continues to be a beacon of hope and inspiration for all.